Today's video, we're going to be doing a review on what I thought of Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover. So stay tuned. Welcome back. I am Brian, the real bearded businessman here, trying to start my 2020 off strong and reach out, make a little bit more videos, be a little bit more consistent in 2020, really dial in that 2020 vision and see what I can do and see how I can motivate not only myself, but hopefully some of you out there to really help find your financial freedom, get your financial independence locked in, and really just go from there. So for this video today, I just kind of wanted to talk about just finished up Dave Ramsey's Total Money Makeover book, and I know there's a ton of people out there that have gone through the Total Money Makeover. And it seems like there's been a lot of success stories, so it really interested me in reading the book. So I did a review of Jeff Rose's book about a year ago. I'll throw the link up in the corner there. And I really liked reading that book because it gave me a different understanding and a different mentality as to how money can work, and money can work for me. And that kind of set me on this path of, well, what other ideas are out there? How else can money work for me and not hurt me, right? Because I always felt like, to some extent, money's always kind of hurt me. Because you're always paying more out when you have debt, right? So I knew that had to get disappeared. So that way I could make money and I could begin making my money work for me, right? So I bought Dave Ramsey's book, right? And what I really wanted to get down into is, I know if you look, there's a lot of both pros and cons about Dave and whether he's a crazy person or he's wild and crazy. I don't know. I don't get it personally, but a lot of people think he's either the most normal person out there in the world or the craziest person out there. So I don't see too many comments and reviews and blog posts on the fact that, well, yeah, he's just kind of like any other guy, you know. So I picked up the book and I didn't read it right away. I have been a follower of his YouTube channel, a subscriber of his channel. And because I don't really have the opportunity to actually listen to his radio show, so I get, snippets through that. And I've really liked the way he approaches things. And for me, that's kind of what brought me to the book. So I just kind of subscribed to that, and I kind of watched a bunch of the snippets, and I said, hey, this book is probably worthwhile. So I started reading the book, and I just want to kind of give you a breakdown. So if you've ever seen any Dave Ramsey videos, you know that he's got the 7 baby steps to getting yourself out of a financial hole. And when you get to the 7th one, that is your total money makeover. Why? Because your money's now working for you, not hurting you. And I think that right there is, from beginning to end, having that closure and that completion, I think is a great way to kind of bookend your journey. So what I really did like about the book here, I'm going to be honest, is that it's not even the first chapter, but it's like the introduction or the foreword to the book. He tells you flat out what this book is going to be. And he is 100% transparent, and he sticks to what he talks about in that forward. He sticks through it all the way through. And he said, certain things, he goes, this is strictly to go from you being a crazy person with money and not understanding that you're hurting yourself by being in debt, all the way to, I've mastered money, I understand how it works, and I am in the best fiscal shape I could be. And that's what he does, right? So he says stuff like, this book's not politically correct. He's going to call people crazy when he thinks they're crazy. He's stuff like that. And to me, I just love the honesty, and I love, at least I know what I'm getting into in the book, right? And then he starts going through and he breaks down the 7 baby steps and how to go through. And most importantly, he brings in real life examples as to why. And he also has, obviously now for doing this year, all these years, he has real life examples from callers and people writing letters and people stopping him on the street, shaking his hand, saying, Dave, you saved my life, I can now afford things, and I'm not getting chased by bill collectors and the IRS and stuff like that. And to me, that's pretty crazy. So, yeah, so he does that. And the last piece that I really love about the book is I don't know how you read this book and by the time you're done not be, wow, I'm pretty optimistic. Like I can really do this. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway, is not only the fact of here's how to do it, but the fact that at least for me, I was left with the feeling of, man, I can totally do this. This is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna get out of it. And I really felt like I have a lot more personal power now than maybe I did before I read the book. So I was really happy about that. Some of the things I didn't like, and I'll be 100% honest with you. For me, it was certain areas maybe were discussed a little bit longer than maybe I needed them to be discussed. To me, there was some repetitiveness and repetition in some of the chapters. Yeah, and obviously for me, I repeat myself all the time, so that's kind of you know, I don't know. I guess it's not really a fair you know, I guess that's not really a fair criticism, but you know, who am I? I'm me, I guess. But anyways, so stuff like that I wasn't necessarily a big fan of. While I did enjoy a lot of the you know, like the real life experiences from people calling into a show or people writing them letters, I probably could have done with a little bit less of them. At some point, it's gonna sound horrible, but at some point it's almost like, yeah, I get it. They followed you know, they followed the process and they got out of debt. I guess I'm more worried about and more curious about the how, and maybe that's just me, and maybe that's just a personal preference. So that was kind of, you know, that was probably my only real life criticism there. But yeah. So overall, guys, I thought it was great, and what I really love is the fact that he goes after optimism, and he goes after, you know, mindset, and at some point he gives you the math, but at some point he may even say it in one of these chapters, at some point the math doesn't matter. It's all about what's in here, because there's, you know, financial experts and math majors that find themselves in debt. So clearly it's not the math. They can do the math. It's the mindset up here. And I think if anybody tells you that you just have to fix the math when it comes to debt, they're leading you down a wrong path. That is, you're not going to succeed. And I think that's probably the biggest takeaway from this book. So for me, that's what I wanted. And really, I thought I had a pretty good track figured out for how I was going to pay down the rest of my debt. And I don't know. I mean, this book got me to think a lot, and maybe I don't have the best path, and I don't have the best ideas going forward. So I'm actually going to take some time, probably, obviously off camera. I'm going to take some time here to really sit down and readjust my path and see maybe I need to retailer things and get things more back in line with what Mr. Ramsey's saying here. So that's it for today, guys. Hope you guys are having a great 2020. Love the optimism, love that 2020 vision. Love to hear from you down in the comments. I'm gonna throw the link to the book down below in the description. And yeah, that's all I got for today. Hope you guys liked the video, and I wish you guys nothing but success in your financial journeys, and I'll see you guys on the next video.